Elizabeth Nyajang Kwan, and welcome to yet another video. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so excited you're here. If you're coming back for the second time, for the time, for the fourth time, whatever time you're coming back, thank you so much for always checking in, and I hope you are learning a lot. If you are new, please subscribe. Stay. There's a lot of things to learn from this video, from this YouTube channel. And here we are more about scholarship, winning scholarship, staying ahead and staying abroad. We also have so much more about lifestyle of a student staying abroad. We will also be looking at other videos about travel and touring. Otherwise, this YouTube channel is mostly educative and more about winning scholarship, and I hope you learn so much. If you have question or any information that you would like to know, please comment on the comment section. But still, I will put my contact details and my email, more especially on this. I'll pin it to this video. You will probably see it here, so that if you have like a personal information or things that you would like to know, please be free to write an email, reach out, so that I can help you in one way or another. Otherwise, today's video, guys, is a very crucial part of a scholarship application. It's a motivation letter. Guys, as we all know, there is an ongoing scholarship. My scholarship, the scholarship that brought me here, is ongoing right now, and we are working on the process of application. You should check out on the previous video on criteria or requirements that are needed to apply to this scholarship, because this particular video today is about motivation letter. And guys, this is a very important part of the application. You cannot miss to make a mistake in it. So let's start. Well, a winning motivation letter should be well structured, personalized and compelling. Okay, in personalized, I mean to say that you should narrate your story, and you should not use general words as compared to maybe narrating as your own. For instance, I can say I would like to be an engineer and help the world, or solve maybe engineering problems, but that is a generalized statement. Okay, but a personalized statement would be like a narrative. I can say, growing up, I come from a background that my father was maybe a local engineer, and he inspired me to, being an engineer. I saw how he solved some of the let's say electric issues in our community, and this has been given me motivation to become an engineer. Guys, that is just a simple example. Okay, instead of giving a generalized statement, you can give a personalized statement. It doesn't have to be your father, it can be maybe your neighbor, or maybe you saw how there was a shortage of electricity in your community, and now that that made you to that fuel your wanting to become an engineer, guys. Okay, so that is the difference between a personalized statement and a general statement. Okay, we go to the structure of a motivation letter. There are a few things that you should know about a motivation letter. Is that one is that you should not make it too long. So more especially maybe more than 2 pages is not encouraged, guys, because that would be so boring for the reader. And I always tell people that I'm helping, and also what I did by myself, is that I wrote exactly 1 page motivation letter. If you write the right structure of a motivation letter, be sure that 1 page is enough for you. So please ensure that your motivation letter is 1 page long. Okay, secondly, do not use complicated words. Guys, you don't have to talk about guys, I can't think of a very complicated word right now, but you do not really need to make your grammar very complicated. Okay, be simple, make it a personalized narrative. It would be enough. So do not use complicated grammar, do not use very big words. It is not necessary. And then fourthly, guys, try to not plagiarized. Okay, so for instance, I sometimes share my motivation letter with some of the students, and I would encourage someone, if you need tips, just ensure that you look at how I have written or I have narrated my story. You do not have to pick what I wrote and write it in your story. Let it be a guideline. It's the same if you are researching on internet. Please make sure that you do not take more than 2 sentences or more than 3 sentences that are following each other and put in your motivation letter. It's not encouraged because, for instance, some universities, I'm not sure, but some universities might decide to actually run it through anti-AI software. If you have found that you actually got your motivation letter from from maybe ChatGPT or whatever the place, it's not nice, okay? So be original. Do not Google, even okay, Google, but do not use the information as exactly as they are. Use it as a tips or guidelines on how to write your own original motivation letter, guys. I hope that is clear. And for those that have more information on what to do on tips on writing generally, you can comment in the comment section. Let's all learn together, guys. Okay, guys, let's dive into introduction. Guys, introduction is very crucial because it sets the mood of the reader. Okay, so how you introduce your whole narrative is very, very important because it will make the reader judge exactly who you are. Okay, so it has to be very, very compelling. It has to be very interesting. Okay, so there are 2 ways that you can introduce yourself. The normal way that we know, where you talk about, my name is Elizabeth Nyajankon, I have grown up in this and that village, this is my passion. You can give a general statement about what you dream of. Exactly, it's like describing yourself. Okay, but there is also a very, very nice way of introducing yourself that I will actually read an example of it, and it is I think it's better to use that format than to just start by introducing yourself. It's not like you're not going to introduce yourself. Eventually you will introduce yourself, but starting with a narrative, it's really, really nice. Okay, so I'll give an example of how you can introduce yourself, and then we see, I give 2 examples, a general way to introduce yourself and a very, very compelling way to introduce yourself, so that you can see the difference, or you can see what I'm talking about. You need to understand both of them are totally okay. They are a very good way of introducing yourself, but because you really need to try to, to be unique, that is why it is also encouraged to try to say your narrative in a different way. So let me read a very, very good way that you can start your introduction. Growing up in a small village where education was considered a luxury, I often studied under a dim candlelight. Determined to change my future, this experience fueled my passion for pursuing higher education and making education accessible for others. This is really, really a good way to introduce yourself. Okay, let me read another. That is for an education part. Okay, you can introduce this way. In a world where technology evolves daily, I believe the power of artificial intelligence, this is mostly for those people that are applying for AI, technology, all those kind of things. Okay, I believe the power of artificial intelligence can bridge gaps in healthcare accessibility. My goal is to develop an AI solution to support underprivileged communities. Guys, when you start with such a statement, guys, be sure that your reader will set an attitude for you. Like, you will just know that this person knows what they are talking about. Okay, and then they will be so eager to know more about you, and that's how they will continue reading. Now you can talk about how you are passionate about artificial intelligence, and then introduce yourself. Okay, let me give another general way to introduce yourself. Okay, so this is a very general way of introducing yourself. Okay, this is what most of us do. For instance, I did this introduction in one of my applications that I actually did not get. Okay, it is an allowed way to introduce yourself, but it is not very, very unique. Okay, it's not personalized. There's a lot of use of general statements, and then also it lacks it doesn't immediately capture the attention of the reader. Okay, I will just give a brief way of introducing yourself. Okay, my name is Elizabeth Nyajankon. I am a 20 whatever years old girl that live in Kenya or stay in Kenya. A recent graduate from University of Nairobi, and I am writing to apply to Unicorn scholarship. I am hardworking and dedicated student who is maybe passionate about economics. This scholarship will help me to continue with my education and to achieve my dreams. Okay, that's an introduction. You have stated who you are. You have said what you have been doing or what you are doing. You're a graduate. You've said something about your background or your experience, but still it's not capturing, guys. Generally, you are talking about how you are a hardworking and dedicated person. Everybody is. Everybody is, but when you narrate your story, it says you're generally using another nice way to say you're hardworking, so it's only fair to make your story very, very unique, guys. Okay, let me know in the comment section what you think about these two introductions. Okay, well, we go to the next part. Okay, guys, on the motivation and career goals, guys, this is basically the reason why you're passionate about your chosen field and how it's related to your previous maybe course and what your dreams are. Okay, so it should be why you're passionate about the chosen field, how it aligns with your future goals, and why the scholarship is essential in that dream, okay, in that journey. How long or how long-term impact or short-term impact are going to how you're going to demonstrate these short and long-term goals. Okay, so it's a very, very important part. Okay, but then you basically just need to describe why you are applying to this course. Okay, so for instance, explain your passion for the chosen field. I'll give an example of a description. Okay, this is an example. My fascination with medicine began at a young age when I witnessed the struggle of my younger brother, who was born with, let's say, a heart defect. Watching him undergo multiple surgeries and the dedication of the doctors who saved his life, inspired me to pursue a career in healthcare. This personal experience solidified my decision to study medicine, where I aim to develop innovative medical devices and improve patient outcomes. That is enough, guys. That is just like a paragraph. It is very, very enough to actually describe your passion for this part. And then make sure that it aligns with your future inspiration. Okay, show that your academic path is purpose and directed. So this is where now you talk about how what the course you did, okay, and how it is going to align with the one that you're going to do. Okay, so for instance, I will give another example. Currently I'm pursuing medicine and I am particularly interested in, let's say, heart surgery. My coursework in, let's say, name one of the courses, and whatever has strengthened my understanding of medicine. Okay, I aim to become a doctor, whatever, I specialize in this and that part of the healthcare, to develop, maybe, let's say, guys, I am giving general because I don't know anything about medicine, so I am using just an example. Okay, so describe in details what your field is. It can be statistics, it can be medicine, it can be politics, political science, it can be any other thing. Okay, and then explain how the scholarship is going to make you show how this scholarship will help you to achieve these goals. Okay, so for instance, receiving this scholarship would elevate my financial burden, allowing me to fully focus on my studies and research without the stress of part-time jobs. It will also enable me to attend specialized training programs and conferences in maybe that field. Okay, and then show your commitment by making a positive impact. So for instance, beyond my personal career inspiration, I am committed to using my knowledge to support underprivileged communities. My long-term goal is to establish, maybe, let's say, a medicine, come up with a medicine, I don't know, to cure a certain disease, or to provide a certain, let's say, if it's engineering or maybe solar system, I don't know, let's say, to provide a solar powered equipment to solve a community issue. Okay, and then all this makes one very good description of your motivation and career goals, guys. So once you combine them, you have the best motivation. Okay, so we go to the last part. Okay, on the professional part, there's not so much, especially if you did not work after your school, or if you did, it is very, very good because you can shine on this part. You can mention all the relevant things that you did, because it means that you actually know you have a touch of professional, work. Okay, so because you tend to, let's say if you worked, you know what you are lacking, the skills you're lacking at your, maybe when you started working, and so when you're coming back to school, you're coming for something that you exactly know what it is. Okay, so please mention them. And if you did not work, it is not a problem. Okay, not really do not work. I'm so sure there are activities that you engage yourself in that qualify as working. For instance, if you did like what is it called, volunteering, guys. Volunteering, you volunteer, please make sure that it's in your description. Okay, so for instance, if you volunteer during the, let's say COVID, maybe you are going to in hospitals, no, guys, maybe probably you are in a food aid project, okay, during COVID. So that means that you went around helping people, blah blah blah. You can write that in your qualification, okay, in professional qualification, because you dealt with people, you also helped. Beside helping people, it's like an experience. Okay, so make sure that you mention it. And guys, not everything that I'm saying should be in your motivation letter. Okay, pick the one that you feel, because I have said so much. It's like I've talked from introduction to where I am. That is more than one page. Okay, but I'm giving as much information as I can, so that when you are writing, you have enough, okay, to write, okay, and excess. So write what you feel like you need. For instance, if I'm talking about qualification, it can be two paragraphs, let's say two sentences. So, okay, but I am here talking about this, that, and that. So write what you need. Talk about internships. Let's say, I'm so sure most of the schools, undergrads, you have to do an internship, so you can talk about it, describe it, what you did, what were your skills, or what were your responsibilities, what did you come out with, it was, or how it was and how relevant it is to the course that you're going to do. Okay, so we're done and we go to the next part. I know there's a part that sound like I skipped, which is why you deserve the scholarship. I did not skip. There are some of the points that I said in your career goal that are actually for the part of why you deserve the scholarship. But then just to add more, talk about, if let's say for instance you were sponsored in your undergrads, you can mention it. It only makes your interviewer trust that you are a very hardworking person for you to have won a scholarship, and you also have another scholarship. It also shows that you are financially in need. So for instance, if you are okay, then you wouldn't have been maybe needing to be sponsored. So it shows that you actually need this financial help. Align your values with the scholarship's goals and missions. Okay, so talk about how maybe the scholarship is probably this and this, goals and missions of it are this, and also how you are intending to do that. And then also emphasize your unique qualification, perseverance, and challenges that you have overcome. You can talk about maybe how you had a challenge with paying school fees and all those kind of things. That is the part for why you deserve the scholarship. And then conclude, guys. Have a very, very very good conclusion. Please express a lot of gratitude and why, if that scholarship you get it, you will be very grateful for it. Okay, and then end with a very strong forward-looking statement about your inspiration. Okay, summarize your main points. For instance, you can talk about maybe other things that you feel like maybe you left up there. You can summarize. You can put them in your summary, guys. Thank you so much for holding up all this way with me. I am so happy, and I wish you all the best. If you have any question, guys, reach out on my email, write in the comment section. If there are other clarifications that you need, you can comment them here, so that I can come up with another yet another video to talk about, to address them. Okay, so write as much question as you can, and I wish you the best. And I hope when you get the scholarship, you're going to come back here to say, hey, I watched your video and I got it. So thank you so much, and have a lovely day. See you in the next video.